Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, I have discussed about how can create some of the functional component. I hope you get some of the idea. Now friend, in this video, I want to create some of the layout. That means component layout. Then everything will be more clear. Like that is our demo. We don't need it. Also from here, I want to remove it. We don't need this demo. I want to simply remove this one. Okay, now I want to create multiple components. Into the component folder here, I want to create another new component. I just name it as a header. Okay, I want to create another layout, then everything will be more clear to you. I name it as a layout, that means header JSX, and that is one of the component. I want to create another component. I just name it as a header footer. Okay, that will be the footer and JSX. I want to create another new component and I just name it as a contact.jsx, and also I want to create another one as a hero. Okay, that will be as a slider part, so that will be make it as a hero.jsx. okay, here I have created 4 different component. One is the contact component, footer component, header component, and then hero component. So now into our header, I want to create one of the new functional component. Here if you want to create some of the new functional component, I have also another shortcut as a RSC. I want to create it, and by default that will be imported that React. Here we don't need it, other than that will be get you one of the error. I want to simply remove it. And also I want to create another one in our footer as a with the same RSC. That is also created another functional component for the footer. That is our contact area. I want to make it as a RSC. I want to create another one, another functional component as for the contact, and also another one as a RSC. So that will be for our hero. Okay, here I simply created 4 of these functional component. So now in our header, into the header area, like I want to, for education purpose, I want to make it as simple. I want to load on the UL, and into this UL area, that will be one of the IL. I make it as a home button. Okay, that will be as a home button, and also after that I will take another one that will be as other. Okay, OTHER, others. Okay, so that will be as the 2 of this menu. One will be as a home, another will be as others. And also into the footer area, that is our rendering data, that is will be return it, right? So into the dev area here, we have to, I just take one of the p tag. Into the p tag, that will be as a all rights. Okay, for education purpose, I'm using it as a reserves. All right reserved. Okay, so now this type of one of the text that will be displayed in our footer. And also in our contact area here, I want to take one of the input. Okay, I take one of the input type. I make it as a text type right now, which is fine. And also after that, I take one of the button. Button will be as a submit. I make it as a submit. Okay, and also in our hero, into the hero section, I want to load one of the image. So that will be the image src, and image src. I want to go to my easy learning. Okay, that will be the easy learning website. Here I want to go there, and from here I want to take one of the image like this one. Okay, I copy that image address, and now here I want to do we don't need any alter tag. I want to simply paste it. So that will be one of the CDN link for the images. Here I simply load it. Okay, so now that is all that our component. Here I have created 4 of this component. So 4 of this component I want to display it in our home page. Right, so into the home page means which one? Here that will be loaded our main JSX. Into the main JSX, that is loaded our default component as the app component. Now into the app component area, I want to render our total 4 of this component. So let's do that work. For doing this in the dev area, first of all I want to load that our header. So that will be the header, and you can see it's also suggested because of all here I have already installed that our extension. So make that sure you load that extension, and that is actually in our components folder, and that is our header, right? So that is the reasons here I simply select it, and when you select it, by default that will be import that our header from our component folder, and that is our header component. Right, so that is our components folder, and that is our header. Okay, so here we have to take it. I want to make it as an and one. So that is our first component that should be now loaded in our app. And also after that, I want to do the same things. I want to do the same things for our another one that will be as a hero section. Okay, I make it as a hero hero, and you can see that is also suggested as a component hero. I want to simply select it. By default that will be as an input that our hero, and I want to close it. After that I want to load that our contact. Okay, that will be as a contact. So that is a contact component. I simply select it. That is also imported from our component, and that is our contact component. Here I want to close it, and after that I want to load that our footer. Okay, that will be as a footer, and you can see that is also suggested as a footer. Here I simply loaded our footer. Great. Now in our app, when that will be executed, now that should be loaded our header, our hero, our contact component, and also the footer component. Now let's check this out. If you now click as a save all, now go to that our page. Yes, you can see it's now successfully loaded our header component, and into the our images that is in our hero. So into the images is successfully loaded, and that is our contact is loaded. Into the contact area I have also loaded another component as a in one of the input field, and also that I have another button, and that is our footer. Now I hope friend you get some of the idea how React actually works. So as I told you, that is could be combination with the multiple components. So that is our one component as a header component, that is our hero component, that is also another page as a our contact component, and that will be our footer component. So here one of the most important part as input. So make that sure you have to input it. So by default, by the extension, it's automatically inputted our that is our file. So if your extension is not work, like here is not getting that default as an input, then in that case you have to write down it. Okay, make that sure here you have to write down the input and then hero by the name. So name as a hero, and from the component folder, and that is our component name as a hero. So that is a manually you have to also write down it. So here if you actually remove it, then you can see it's also already getting some of the error, and then that will be also not executed. If you refresh it, you can see that is not executed because of all there have already some of the error. So make that sure here you load everything, and when you import it, then that will be executed all that our component. Okay friend, I hope now it's very clear to you. I hope you get some of the idea how all that component actually work into the React.js. So step by step I will cover all that fundamental. Don't worry about it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.